Well, believe it or not, daylight saving time is just around the corner. November 5th is the start of shorter days and longer hours, meaning a dark commute to and from work with less visibility.
Yeah, the month of November is also when we see the highest number of deer crashes. News specialist Katya Stepovic has an important message from DWR to try and get ahead of this.
Fall is the season of change, the leaves turning, temperatures dropping, and animals making the trek down to the valley in their journey to find food.
Where they're being a lot more active, they are also more likely to run into us or be hit by cars on roadways.
DWR says migration for deer is during the months of April and May, and again in October and November, which means, you guessed it, there could soon be a deer in your headlights.
The highest likelihood of hitting a deer is kind of that dawn and dusk time frame. It's when we can't see really well. It's when deer are more active. They're moving to find bedding areas to bed for the day or to move to their feeding sites. And so we caution people to slow down, especially if you're in an area where you know deer are more likely to be.
As of mid-October, there have been over 3,000 crashes involving deer in Utah. There are usually 10,000 of these crashes every year.
Well, there's definitely a safety component there for us as well as animals on roadways. Another big factor, though, is finances. And so the estimates are several $1 million a year in damage to vehicles alone just in Utah. So it can be a huge cost savings if you just pay attention.
They recommend a few tips for making sure you're alert while driving during all hours of the day, paying attention to wildlife crossing signs, to never having any distractions when behind the wheel. And if you do hit an animal, pull off the road with your hazards on and call 911.
A lot of our housing is right in deer and other wildlife habitat. And as we see development, especially along the Wasatch Front, as we put in more roadways, more infrastructure, it's going to be an ongoing issue. So the more we can just learn to live with them and pay attention.
DWR launched their Utah Roadkill Reporter app about a year ago to help provide information about areas for wildlife crossings. They encourage you to please use the app. It also helps experts learn more about different species and their migration patterns. I'll link the app on KSLTV.com. Katya Stepovic, KSL 5 News.